Hey!
Yo, 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the Tagoe.
Peace to the planet. It's Thursday. How y'all feel out there? I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Happy to be here. Another day to serve our beautiful listeners. What's happening? Jess drunk ass. Good morning.
You drunk, Jess? You was out and about?
Yeah, boy, what's up?
Yeah, boy, what's up? Camera all in your face. Where'd you go yesterday?
Yo, look, right, so I went to this dinner, right, with, y'all gotta turn the music down. It's hella loud.
First of all, get the
loud
camera out your nose. That camera all in your nose like some cocaine.
Yo.
Damn.
Yo, look, so I had went to this dinner, right? It was real nice, and it was like a lot of people there. And then I went to
Lord.
Magic City.
You went to Magic City?
Yes, y'all. I swear, yo. I met this stripper. Her name was Jizza Shorty.
Jizza.
She fine?
Natural, all that. Natural, baddie, short, brown skin.
Melanin?
Like, she had, what?
That's
Crazy.
That's why I love Magic City.
Natural, no implants. Her ass was soft. She had the short hair. Remember when Eve had the I don't really know you when I hate you?
Yeah.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Short,
Yep.
The blonde short cut. Shorty was bouncing in the air.
Person.
Oh my god. All right. So after Magic
So she's
City,
never seen us dance or do all this acrobatic stuff is the last thing she said. Go.
I'm so sorry. And then after Magic City, yo, I went to Michael Brian Cox little
Brian
R&B.
Michael Cox.
Brian Michael Cox R&B Wednesdays.
Yeah, I went to that, yo. Yo, they played Summer Rain for me, yo. I grabbed the mic and I
Summer
started.
Rain.
Yo, it was so lit. I seen Lil Scrappy in there, yo. I said he got a new girl too. He didn't want nobody to know.
So there you go telling him. Why you telling his business?
Look, I'm in Atlanta. I don't care. Y'all know how the players play. I seen Jermaine Dupri.
JD.
He reached out and touched my shoulder, and I was like, oh. And I looked down to see if he had on the same socks from the Super Bowl. He didn't. He was real fly in there.
What I don't like is the fact that you with Louis V and Louis V let you stay out that late, knowing you got to be up early in the morning.
No, this is great. Keep going. Who else did you see?
You don't have to dump her twice. This ain't great.
Crazy.
Really dumped her once.
Yo, Louis is in this bitch sleep.
Stop.
Okay, all right.
Salute
Yo,
to,
I can't say the B word though.
You could. You only could say it one time.
Oh,
salute
sorry.
to Emma Grady too. Emma Grady.
Yes, Emma Grady. Yes,
Yes.
it was. She had a lot of people at her dinner. It was so many people. It was
Yeah, a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah,
A lot of people.
So many people.
Let's get the show cracking. Shamea Morton from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She'll be joining us this
Jess
morning.
in Atlanta.
Oh, listen. All right, so speaking of Shamea Morton, yo, I was sitting next to Candy last night, but on the other side, it was Martin. She was there, Marseille or Marseille. I always mess up my name, yo. But her mother was there too, and it was Pretty V, B. Simone, yo, come on, Charlotte. Who else was in there? Because I
wasn't there.
You,
I don't know. You told me that B. Simone, Pretty V.
Yes.
Emma Grady it was her dinner.
Milan.
Oh, Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams, she was in there.
You said Brittany Griner tried to hit on you.
No.
Brittany Griner was there?
No. Brittany Griner wife was in there.
Oh, yeah. You go.
Yeah. So Brittany Griner wife, and she was saying how she don't want to only be known as Brittany Griner wife, but I forgot her name, so now I'm calling her Brittany Griner wife.
And she said that Brittany Griner wife was mad at her because she thought that Jess be doing skits. But she don't realize Chris really looked like Brittany Griner.
Did she say that for real? Wow. Well, when we come back, we got front page news. Can we play a song for Jess? Can we play a song for Jess? Turn it up a little more. Jess, this is for you.
You should have played Summer Rain.
Play Summer Rain, yo.
I thought you was in love with a stripper.
You should have played Summer Rain. You don't pay attention. Play Summer Rain, Carl Thomas, man.
Yo, I swear, Jizza, I love you. Shout out to Magic City, my girl Jizza, be back.
Jizza.
I threw $2,000 to that bitch, yo.
Like I said, she's in love with a stripper. Good morning. Jess is drunk. She's in the A. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right. What was her name again, Jess?
Hey, yo, her name is Jizza.
You saw my girl Lala in there?
But her name's Janae. What?
Lala's a waitress. You saw Lala in there?
Nah, but all the bitches was on me.
Yo,
salute to Lala.
All right, if you just
salute to
joining
Loma
us.
too. Loma that runs the kitchen.
Yes, Loma. Yes.
You met Loma?
No, but everybody was talking about outside.
Yeah, salute to Loma. Magic City. I love Magic City.
Yo, when Jess get drunk, her voice get deep as hell.
When she get drunk?
What
you mean? What you mean when she get drunk? That's her all the time.
No, it's not all the time, yo.
Yo, what's up, yo?
Hey, yo.
Check this out. Yo, check it, right?
You check it.
Come on, yo,
crazy,
let's go to front page news, yo.
All right,
Go to
last
front
night
page
in
news.
sports, the Timberwolves beat the Warriors 121-110. The Warriors are up out of there last night. My Knicks did lose. We lost 127-102. We still lead that series 3-2. So we'll close it out in New York tomorrow. All right.
Knicks got to be careful.
No, I know.
The reason they got to be careful because, you know, the Celtics are it's a dangerous team when they back against the wall. Their guy is out, too. They got something to play for.
And they got a long bench. Pause. Morning, Morgan.
Good morning, good morning. All right, let's get into it. First on front page news, President Trump says he's thankful for Arab nations' efforts to try and end the Israeli-Gaza conflict. You know, he's on his Peace in the Middle East tour, and he spoke in Saudi Arabia yesterday during a U.S. summit with the Gulf Cooperation Council, saying he's grateful for the release of the American hostage, Eden Alexander, who actually grew up not too far from you guys in New Jersey. Alexander is an Israeli-American who was taken hostage by Hamas during its 2023 attack on Israel. Now, Trump also mentioned Iran, saying he'd like to reach a deal. So let's take a listen to those comments.
Ultimately, all hostages of all nationalities must be released as a stepping stone to peace, and I think it's going to be happening. A lot of things are happening. A lot of very positive things are happening on every front. But for that to happen, it must stop sponsoring terror, halt its bloody proxy wars, and permanently and verifiably cease its pursuit of nuclear weapons. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, so Trump went on to, of course, he also met with the leader of Syria after announcing he was lifting sanctions on the country. Former U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense Jim Townsend says it's an encouraging development. Let's take a listen to his comments.
It's amazing to have an American president speaking with his counterpart. We've gone so long with that troubled country being torn by civil war, a crazy dictator running it. The American president is there. He's lifted the sanctions, and we'll see if Syria is able to find its feet and really make something of itself.
So the White House says Trump met with the Syrian leader Ahmad al-Sharaa in Riyadh and was joined by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, with Turkey's president joining by phone. A White House statement says Trump told al-Sharaa that he has a tremendous opportunity to do something historic with his country. And Trump also announced that the U.S. plans to lift sanctions on Syria, but will give them a chance at greatness, so he says. Now, President Trump's Peace and Prosperity Tour in the Middle East does continue and made a stop in Qatar. The president made the stop and announced new deals between the country and Boeing. I'm not going to get into the audio. It's very short anyways, but basically he's congratulated Boeing, congratulated the country, and Boeing will be selling billions of dollars worth of planes to the country. Now, Trump also said the Department of Defense will be selling the country our top tier drones, and Trump continues to pledge his commitment for peace in the Middle East. He's headed to UAE today, United Arab Emirates, soon as he starts to run, and of course that will essentially wrap up his Middle East tour. And in that visit, he's continuing to rally support in the region to force Iran to come to the bargaining table. So that's pretty much what's going on in your front page news in our international affairs. When we come back to the home front, we're going to talk about this Mar-a-Lago or Qatar-a-Largo plane that people are talking about. So we'll get into that 7.
We'll get to that next hour. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. 800-585-1051. Maybe your coworker just got to work and she's a little tipsy. She was out all night.
Nothing wrong with that. As long as you get to work, that's what matters.
I'm here.
That's right.
That's the thing. I'm here. I'm in Atlanta.
And you're in Atlanta. Atlanta's a great market for us. Drop one of clues bombs for Atlanta, man. Salute to everybody who listens to us on 96.1 The Beat in Atlanta.
96.1 The Beat, boy.
That's right. That's right.
Shout out to everybody in the A. Oh, man, I love it. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Everything with me is blessed.
Call up now, 800-585-1051.
Not just me, I'm what the culture feeling.
Hello, who's this?
Yes, this is Dwayne Sharp from Dayton, Ohio.
What's up, Dwayne?
No relation to Shannon.
Okay.
You know, the Breakfast Club, man, y'all that thing for real.
We appreciate
Jess
you.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Yes.
What's that?
Yes. What I was calling for was about Diddy and
Cassie up.
Why was she there at the hearing? You know what I'm saying? When she got $30 million.
Well, yesterday,
you know what I mean? So
yesterday,
she should have been there for real.
No, yesterday on the stand, she said that she was there because she's just. She said she's tired and she hurt a lot of people. So she just wants to clear her conscience. You know, money don't fix trauma, brother.
Yeah. I get it, but I wouldn't even showed up for real. You know, they can't do nothing to her, right?
I don't know. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm some legal scholar. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
hey,
I mean,
man,
listen,
y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Thank you, brother. But we should be glad she showed up, you know what I mean? Because now we know that allegedly Diddy likes to take other man's semen and rub it on his nipples.
But regardless, I think people want the truth.
Right.
And I think at the end of the day, this case wants the truth. So if she was subpoenaed or she just showed up, I think people want the truth, you know what I mean? And I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what's up. You know, like I said, man, God bless y'all. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Thank you, brother.
Jess, much love, baby.
Thank you, honey.
Hello, who's this?
Pepsi Joe, good morning, Breakfast Club.
Pepsi Joe, what's happening?
Yo.
Yeah, I just want to say, free Puff Daddy. I think the public image, he's going to already be tarnished. I mean, for life. Just let the man out of jail. Plain and simple.
Not free.
I don't think that's how it works.
No, it don't work
you gotta go through your due process, and then after all the evidence is presented,
he's on trial. He's got weeks of
Tory Lanez about due process right now.
Yeah, what about it? Tory went through due process.
I mean, yeah, he got railroaded too. Now everybody's saying Kelsey shot him. I mean, come on, what's going on here?
Who is everybody? The internet?
The internet, yes, the internet, and his father. His father's pretty adamant on the matter.
No, I mean, they got the Freedom Agency that spoke, but the problem is he went through, like Charlamagne said, he went through the proceedings, and from the proceedings and the facts and all that, that's what they found. Now, this fact came out later on. We don't even know if this is a fact. We don't even know if it's true, if it's not true. Well, this statement came out after.
Why would an innocent person get immunity? Come on.
I have no idea, but why would a person not? If you saw somebody shoot somebody and you know you didn't do it, why wouldn't you tell who actually shot him?
Why be labeled like 6ix9ine?
Who cares?
Why be crucified in public like that? Nah, 6ix9ine got railroad too.
Man,
look at him now.
Let me tell you something.
You know how much money that'll cost him?
If I saw two people, getting into it, and one of them shot him, and then they tried to blame it on me, I wouldn't care who called me anything.
Well, you know, you're like Charleston White-ish. You know what I mean? No,
I'm American, and I'm
no, we all American. Most of us are American.
So you gonna go to jail for something you didn't do?
Well, Pepsi Joe, everybody has different morals in different situations, and because Charlamagne would decide to go a different route, and Tory would decide to go a different route, is two different men in two different situations. And
also,
but you can't be mad at Charlamagne saying, "No, I'm not going to jail."
No, I'm not upset at Charlamagne at all.
Each man has different situations, and I don't knock anybody for their situation or what they do.
And question one other thing. I don't know why Tory, if that is the case, let's just hypothetically say that is the case. I don't know why Tory decided he didn't want to talk against Kelsey. But let me ask you this: why would Meg not talk against Kelsey? What motive does she have not to say, "Hey, Kelsey shot me"?
That's a good question. I couldn't answer that.
That's exactly. And guess what? In a courtroom, that's exactly why you wouldn't win a case, because you couldn't answer that question.
Yeah. I would definitely need a little time, but thank you for the time. Good morning, everybody.
Yes,
happy Thursday.
All right.
And I want everybody out there listening to my voice to know that if you are not a criminal and you see a crime committed, and then somebody tries to put that crime on you, it is perfectly okay to say, "Hey, I know who did it. It was not me. It was that individual."
I agree.
You out your damn mind.
I agree wholeheartedly. But the bad thing about this industry and our community is if somebody was to say that you a snitch, you a this, you a that. No, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't do anything. I don't sell no crack. I don't sell no drugs. I don't push no weight.
That's right.
I got 6 kids, and at the end of the day, if I ain't do it, you're not gonna put nothing on me.
And if I saw it, as soon as the officer say, "What did you see?" Everything. Let's sit down. You gotta give me some tea, please.
How much time do you have?
Okay.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hello, peace and blessings. What's going on? They finally unblocked me, y'all. Chat.
Hey.
What's up, chat? Good morning, Evie. Good morning, Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Sean Stone.
I need you to grow up, Sean, and stop following trends. What chat? You ain't even on screen, and you yelling chat. Chat, that ain't how that works.
Hey, I am on stream. You can check me out on Sean Stone TV on YouTube, and also I am on the Breakfast Club chat. Shout out to all my chat people on the Breakfast Club that be leaving their comment.
Are you streaming right now?
No, Charlamagne, I'm not streaming right now. I'm actually at work in my truck. But later on, I will be streaming, and I will be talking about Tory Lane. Free Tory Lane, man. Free Daystar Peterson, man. Meg Thee Stallion, you lied big time. They almost killed Tory Lane in jail, man. I'm happy. God bless that man, man. Saved his life, man. For real. What y'all think, man? Meg lied, right?
No, I don't know. I'm just looking at the evidence in the case, and you know he got convicted by a jury of his peers.
No. Charlamagne, you don't hear the new details that come out.
I did hear that.
Tory Lane.
I did hear that. And listen, that don't mean nothing, because if
that means a lot.
No, it don't. Because if it was the case, that should have been said in the court of law. Like I'm just being.
It means a lot if it is true. It does mean a lot if it's true. But like you said, it couldn't be in the court of law because allegedly this was after the situation and he was a driver or something to that point.
But just think about that. I think about the world we live in.
You want it to be said in court. Like you want the truth at the end of the day. That's what we want.
Charlamagne, hold on. How many times we have heard people prosecuted lie on black men? This is not a new thing. You know what I mean? So Tory Lane is not the only one that a person ever lied on. And I think this is a big lie, man.
Well, Sean, I want to ask you two simple questions. I already know how you're going to answer the first one. And listen, I don't have a dog in this fight either way. I'm just being objective here. Okay.
All right.
Why wouldn't Tory just say, "Hey, Kelsey shot her"?
He could have just said that, and that's what I would have just said.
Okay.
Well, why didn't
hold on, I got one more question. I got one more question. You already answered the first one.
You love to cut me off, huh?
No, I got one more question.
Sorry. One more question.
Why wouldn't Meg just say, "Hey, Kelsey shot me"?
Because Meg is lying, bro. That's why. I don't know why she could, you know what I mean, come up with a false narrative. I don't know who put the body in her, but I don't know none of this. But I know that man is...
So nobody want to tell on Kelsey. Who is Kelsey for nobody don't want to tell him?
I don't know why they don't want to tell the truth, brother. You know what I mean? But free Tory Lane. Well, also, Charlamagne, did you know I started a GoFundMe? A fundraiser?
Hey, man, hang up on Sean. Yeah. Respect the Sean song. But no, because you just want to do everything. You just a follower. I got a stream. I got a GoFundMe. I give blood.
Bro, I'm out here. Listen, when Trav called up here talking about GoFundMe for his stupid-ass engineer, y'all listen.
You're right.
Y'all give him a care, right?
Sean,
come on, bro.
Sean, you're right, Sean. But I got to
give... to my go...
I'm going to give you a tip.
Hold on. Charlamagne, let me finish.
No, I want to give you a tip. Sean, listen. I'm going to tell you how to make some money. Listen, please. Can I tell you how to make some money, Sean? Sean, I want to tell you.
Stupid ass.
Sean, I love Jess. I want to tell you how to make some money. You listening?
No, I don't want to hear it, Charlamagne. Just go to my IG page, Sean Storm TV. I'm out here feeding homeless people with money from my own pocket. People go and take my IG. I know the limit that I'm asking for is a little bit high, but it's okay. If y'all could give money to Shiloh, that racist ass lady, y'all could give some money to feed some homeless people out here. Go to my IG.
Sean, I can tell you how to make some money, but you're not listening.
What was you gonna tell him?
I was gonna tell him that right now they got people that they're paying if you donate sperm, because there's a new trend. People like to take other men's sperm and rub it on their nipples.
So you want him to donate the sperm, or you want him to rub it on?
He can make the money. He can either one. He can make money either donating it and then rubbing it on other men's nipples.
Yo, this said stupid ass engineer. And that man house burnt down, yo.
You see what I'm saying? Who house burnt down?
The engineer. Remember the engineer? Travis's engineer. Travis engineer. That's
all stupid.
Sean Stone.
He said you could donate to the stupid engineer whose house burned down. But
you can learn he said y'all can donate to Trav stupid ass engineer.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot Travis, his house burned down. That's messed up, Sean.
800-585-1051. Oh my goodness. All right. We got the latest with Loren coming up.
We do. Y'all want to argue about Tory Lanez? Let's get into the conversation, because they did a whole press conference yesterday and they directly are blaming Meg Thee Stallion's team for everything that has happened.
Who did the press conference? Because all of this is important.
Tory Lanez's attorneys, his legal team, and his father held a press conference yesterday in L.A. And not only did they come out with the claims about Kelsey being the one that allegedly shot Megan, but they're saying that this all happened after a person from a publication found out about this and reached out to Rock Nation and Meg Thee Stallion's legal team.
I got questions. Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk next.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. We are The Breakfast Club. Jess Hilarious is out in Atlanta, and she hasn't been sleep. She hasn't went to sleep as of yet. She was at the club all night. She had a great time. She's a little twisted.
Yes.
But let's get to the latest with Loren.
Lauren becoming a straight fast.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest
on The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Okay, so Tory Lanez, his legal team is claiming that they have a statement from a bodyguard of Kelsey's. Kelsey's was Meg's best friend, Meg Thee Stallion's best friend, claiming that he overheard some things that changes Tory Lanez sitting in jail, that Tory Lanez is not guilty and Kelsey is. Let's take a listen.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun.
If he heard that during the trial, why wouldn't he say something then?
Well, now, question. I do have a question. Unite the People. I know it's a team of lawyers and activists who fight for social justice, but are they Tory Lanez's attorney, or they are an independent agency that just helps people in their cases?
No, they are. As I've been speaking to them, they are Tory Lanez attorneys. It's a group of them. It's a group of there's multiple attorneys that work on cases together, and they specifically work with people who they feel like are put in a bad position because of the justice system.
Okay.
Well, my question: if the bodyguard driver heard that during the trial, why wouldn't he say something then?
I'm not for sure. There was something about it. Actually, I do know the answer to that question. Give me a second, because there was something that he said about an NDA.
He said he didn't sign it.
There was no NDA. He could.
I don't know that. I just remember the conversation about an NDA. But if he said he didn't sign one, I have no idea. But I will say people are asking why Tory Lanez didn't say something at the time in court. And y'all remember Tory Lanez came out with that letter, and he was accusing Sean Hawley of basically not letting him testify when he said that he wanted to. He said that he didn't want to take the plea deal and he wanted to be able to speak for himself. But this is interesting, like how this whole thing came up, because it came from a writer at the New York Times. Let's take a listen to that part of it.
The New York Post recently reached out to the prior district attorney, George Gascon, Megan Pete and her representatives, and Kelsey Harris and her representatives. The only party that responded last week was Megan Pete's representatives with a request for more information. A few days later, Mr. Peterson's brutally attacked in his jail cell.
Now, that's a big claim because basically they're pinpointing it, because there's a lot of theories running online that this is like a whole setup and blah, 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 blah. And these attorneys are leaning into that. That's a huge claim to throw on Meg Thee Stallion's legal team. And Meg Thee Stallion's legal team actually issued a statement. They sent us a statement, and the statement basically said that this was already decided in court and they're not going to go back and forth. Alex Spiro said Tory Lanez was tried and convicted by a jury of his peers, and his case was properly adjudicated through the court system. This is not a political matter. This is a case of violent assault that was resolved in the court of law.
I mean, that's right. I mean, none of us really know what happened that night. We weren't there. But just like the attorney just said, Tory was found guilty in a court of law. And you just look at the evidence. Megan's testimony, medical records that confirm she had bullet fragments in her feet, the apologetic jail call from Tory, the neighbor who testified that they saw Tory fire the gun, the forensic evidence because the gun used in the shooting was found in Tory's vehicle. The DNA was inconclusive, but that was the evidence the jury used to convict him. So I just asked 2 simple questions. If you know they have all that evidence against you, if you're Tory Lanez, why wouldn't you just take the stand and simply say Kelsey shot her? And what reason would Megan have not to tell on Kelsey?
I agree with you 1,000%. But if this is a fact and this is true, what this bodyguard is saying, I think it should be listened to see if it's proven or not, regardless, because it could open up some other things. Because at the end of the day, whether you are on Tory's side or Megan's side, you want the truth, right? And if he knows something, he should be able to speak.
But why
his
wouldn't
truth,
he say that during the trial? If a driver or bodyguard allegedly overheard that conversation while the trial was happening, why wouldn't you say something then?
I'm 1,000% with you.
I know, and I do remember from the press conference that they said that the bodyguard, the reason why he came out was because, or came to like them with the information, was because he felt bad. He said he felt guilty seeing couldn't sleep seeing an innocent man, according to him, sitting behind bars.
So once again, why wouldn't you say something then? Like everybody was following that trial.
I guess it was everybody conscious.
Everybody knew the evidence that was against him. So if you felt that way, then you should have said something. At the end of the day, choices were made, and the choice to not take the stand, Tory Lanez, and defend yourself and tell your truth was a poor choice.
I agree 1,000%, but you still want the facts. Like, you want the truth, regardless of whose side you're on, whose team you're on. You want the truth to make sure people are making the right decision.
At the end of the day, the choice to not take the stand and defend yourself and tell your truth was a poor choice.
Well, okay, so first I want to answer your question. So the bodyguard said that he didn't say anything because he was Kelsey's bodyguard, and he said that he felt an obligation to protect Kelsey. Now he's saying his conscience won't let him go forward.
Jess!
Yo, let freedom ring. And y'all thought I was asleep, yo. No. All I'm saying is he got stabbed hella times, and that's sad. Y'all playing the wrong instrumental for this sad stuff, yo.
Lights, camera, action?
I mean, yeah.
We on, baby.
This is so sad.
Jess, we on.
I will say, though, I think they've been trying to get Tory free for a little minute, and I think they have.
And
They've
he
been trying.
said in the album, yo, it's evidence. He said in the album that he coming home this year.
Shut up, Jess.
Well, he did say that. I swear he said that. Y'all ain't listen to the album. He said he coming home this year.
The funny part is y'all can't see Jess, but she'll fall asleep and then she'll just pop up and
ain't nobody falling asleep.
Freedom ring. Let freedom ring.
Jess was resting her eyelids, and then we threw it to her. She said, "Let freedom ring." She knew exactly what to say.
Thank you.
What that was going with Diddy? You was in Diddy's case. We ain't doing Diddy.
I was. Yeah, we're gonna get to Diddy. We need some time for Diddy and all of the things.
Everyone do Diddy so bad, yo.
You already did him. Wait till the tapes come out.
You want to do Diddy? You didn't hear about the lady who said it was as big as a Tootsie Roll that just filed a new lawsuit? You better relax.
What you mean a Tootsie Roll?
Look, he's excited now. What you mean a Tootsie Roll? We'll get to that next hour.
That's little.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Cotton candy.
DJ Shrimp. Hey, yo, Envy, remember you said that was your name before Envy? He said it was DJ Shrimp, yo.
What's wrong with you, Jess? All right. That is the latest with Loren. Now, when we come back, we got front page news, and then Shamea Morton will be joining us, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time for some front page news. Let's start off with some quick sports. Timberwolves beat the Warriors last night, 121-110. Also, the Celtics beat the Knicks, 127-102. What's up, Morgan?
All right, y'all, let's get back into it. Before I get into aviation news, let's talk immigration real quick. Things got heated between the Chief of Homeland Security and House Democrats. The hearing was supposed to be about her budget, but Kristi Noem was in several back and forths with Democrats about immigration. Now, specifically the status of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Congressman Dan Goldman and Kristi Noem clashed over Abrego Garcia. Let's take a listen to their exchange.
It's got to be extremely discouraging to be one of your constituents. To see you fight for a terrorist like this and not fight for them is extremely alarming to me.
I'm fighting for due process.
Abrego Garcia is in his home country.
What steps have you taken?
If your continued advocacy for him were to...
I'm not advocating for him. I'm advocating for a court order, Madam Secretary.
Yeah, it got a little spicy. So Abrego Garcia was deported by the Trump administration to El Salvador back in March on what they said was an administrative error. He has since said that he is a member of MS-13, and the Supreme Court has ordered the administration to facilitate his return, but the DOJ has been fighting parts of that ruling in a lower court. And the Dems are trolling, okay? A small plane has been spotted over Mar-a-Lago flying a banner that says, "Welcome to Qatar-Largo." The plane, it's paid for by Democrats who said they're taking a shot at the president for his plans to accept that luxury Boeing 747 from Qatar to be used as a temporary Air Force One. Now, California Congressman Ted Lieu says accepting the plane is wrong and that gifts like this don't come without strings. Let's take a listen from California Congressman Ted Lieu.
We are the United States of America. We don't need gifts from foreign countries. We can build our own very impressive Air Force One. We don't need to fly a Qatari plane around as our Air Force One. That's un-American. People need to ask, why is a foreign country trying to give this massive gift to Donald Trump?
So California Congressman Ted Lieu is calling for a vote on that gift. He says that's because taxpayers, he says, would be on the hook for the cost of retrofitting the jet to meet security standards, and that he claims will cost $1 billion. Where is Doge when you need it? And speaking of planes, Federal Aviation Administration officials met with major airlines to operate out of Newark Airport following massive flight disruptions. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is looking to cut down on the number of daily takeoffs and landings at Newark because of an air traffic control shortage and equipment issues. Let's take a listen to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy.
We're not doing it to annoy people. We're not doing it to delay people's travel. What we're doing is guaranteeing safety. And when you have problems, you actually slow things down. Slow down the flights at Newark until we can stand this system up and be assured that we have enough controllers and a system that's actually working.
So the issues have led to day after day mass cancellations, delays in the last couple of weeks, and in a meeting notice, the FAA says the airport is not able to handle the number of scheduled flights that are currently scheduled. So aviation officials are urging you, if you are in the New York, New Jersey area, to try to fly somewhere else or use a different airport if possible. Elsewhere in Newark, Mayor Roques is releasing video to support his claim that he was targeted by the feds when he was arrested last Friday after allegedly storming the ICE detention center. Now, the clips Roques is providing show the Newark mayor, who's running for governor, waiting outside Delaney Hall for personnel to open the gates. Now, they did, and he entered with 3 other New Jersey Congress members. When they were asked to leave, they did so calmly, according to the mayor. And Baraka claims the clips he's distributing to news reporters show pushing and shoving by protesters, but not him. And despite that, he emphasizes that he was the only one arrested. Now, Baraka claims he was targeted by the Trump administration. And my last story is I'll be out tomorrow, guys. I'm accepting an award from my alma mater, HBCU, Morgan State University.
Hey, that's what's up.
Thank you. I've been named the Outstanding Alumnus of 2025. So I will leave you in the capable hands, more than capable hands of our BIN anchors, and I will be back with you guys on Monday. So any questions or thoughts on our stories before I wrap?
No, man.
No,
Congratulations, yo.
All right, thank you. That's your front page news. Follow me on social at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Morgan.
Latest.
Now, when we come back from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Shamea Morton will be joining us. She also has a new single, Never Had, and we're going to talk to her next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Shamea Morton. Welcome.
Hey, best friend.
So how you feeling? How's everything?
You know, everything's been great. New York has been kind. My birthday was yesterday, so I got to celebrate here. Y'all know how to party up here. Yes.
That's me and my wife's anniversary. Dope.
Stop.
24 years.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You picked the right day. You picked the right day.
Yeah, I picked the right day.
Why do I care? It's my birthday.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love it. Black love. There we go.
Well, you got your new single out, Never Had.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. So I'm excited about that song because RL and B-Flat helped produce that. You know, RL from Next. And you know how it is in the industry. You tell people you really want to do something, like, yeah, come by the studio, and no one ever follows up and really don't do anything. So me being at my big age, you know, it was still a passion of mine to sing and do music. And he gave me a shot, and people are loving it, and I'm loving that y'all are supporting it.
Why do you think your career didn't take off, the music career?
In the past, it's been because I've been in girl groups, or you know, like I was in the group Co-Ed, Roll With Me back in the day. Was in
Roll With Me.
Yeah, Roll With Me.
I don't know that song.
I show you.
You said that.
Okay, so that was a girl group. I'm like, what song is that?
But that was a girl group with Carrie Hilson.
I did a group with Carrie Hilson. It was called Pretty Tony, and then of course Shamari Fears was in a group called Intrigue back in the day. I've done lots of groups, and you know how it is with groups back in the day. It was like somebody else gets signed by somebody, then now the group is broken up, or somebody gets pregnant, now it's over. And I think I just got burned out at a young age, and that acting check was better. So I started focusing on that, acting, hosting, and the music love was always there. So I was like, I'm going back to it.
But you've always had a beautiful voice, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, I was like singing at churches, bar mitzvahs, funerals. And it was like, okay, I gotta do it. I just gotta do it on my own. And now it's easier because social media helps you to just put your own stuff out there.
You
You don't have to wait
on.
like back in the day it was like you gotta do it for an A&R, have a whole showcase. Somebody's gotta approve, the label gotta sign you, then you gotta hope that they put it out. Now you just sing on Instagram and hope it goes viral.
Well, with that said, what does success look like in that space for you?
I think I'm living it right now.
Okay.
Just having my song even hit the chart is a blessing because I'm like, little on me, I don't know. Even people just singing it and tagging me in their videos like, oh, it's a vibe, I like it. It feels good because now I'm just not singing it for my family on a fireplace stoop. It's like the world is loving it.
Gotcha.
So are we just doing singles? Are we
oh my
an
goodness.
album in the making, an EP? What's going on?
So I just shot the video for it.
Okay.
So I'm going to release that next month. And I don't know, I've gotten 5 strong songs so far. So I don't know if I want to do an EP or album, but we'll see.
Now, also, we got to ask, you were a friend on the Housewives for a while.
For forever.
So you've seen the mess, you've seen the craziness, the fights, and all. So what made you want to be part of that franchise as an official member?
I think I've always wanted to do it, but they wouldn't allow me to do it without my husband actually agreeing to come on camera. And he wasn't for it. He was like, I support you doing it and our kids, and y'all can film at the house. I just don't want to be on camera. And when they came over, did a test shoot with me, they saw how I was living, and they were like, I don't think we'll need him.
Yeah, but he's on the show a little bit.
They were like, we'll be able to move forward.
That's and then was holding out on how much money you had and everything.
Well, I don't know. I just don't lead with it. I mean, unless you know me and we're like great friends, you wouldn't know. Because I don't know. It's weird for me to be like, hey, I'm rich.
But were you trying? But if that's what's required, for you to get on the show, was that something that did you even want to have a Peach on the show, or did you?
I did, but I didn't think that it would ever happen because he again had to agree to be on camera, and he was like, But then he ends up joining us a little bit this season, like for big events for me, like my birthday or my showcase and stuff. And he pulls up, but. He was like, this same, he shies away from cameras. That's not his thing. And I'm like, I respect that.
I was going to ask, too, because there's so much focus on relationships on the show. How did you get him not to have to film a whole season?
He films a little bit.
He does come a little bit, but it's not like our personal life is, that's me. That's not, you only can give what you want to give or show what you want to show. And I think, he pulls up for our kids and my birth, like the big moments, but he's just not into it. Like,
and the network was completely okay with that?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
But I wanted to ask, for people that don't know, how close are you and Portia, meaning growing up? Were y'all best friends growing up? Did y'all live down the block or
So our parents were best friends.
Oh.
And that's kind of how we became friends. And you know how it is when y'all take family trips. So we go, and it's like, at first it was like a forced friendship because it was like we were childhood friends. Then I went to college, she did her thing. And after, we just kind of came back together when she got married, and it was like, oh my gosh, I missed you. We were like inseparable since. So prior to this show, I would like to think that we were very close.
Yeah. But the show changed that a little bit.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because I love Portia, and we have a good time together. Like, she's super silly like me, down to earth, and just this platform, I prayed that it wouldn't change things, but unfortunately it has. It's like a lot of people muddying and making the water a little it's messy.
Now, is Portia a different Portia outside of Housewives than she is on Housewives? You're her friend, so you would know that. Well, y'all have known each other for a while.
I think that on the show she can kind of like close up and not be as vulnerable and open. But rightfully so. Like, sometimes on this platform, you get torn apart for being vulnerable and being open. It's like, oh, you should have did so it's like almost like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. So yeah, I do think that she's guarded in a sense. Yeah. Whereas if we're just one-on-one hanging out, it's like it's whatever. I'm an open book and the sky's the limit, whatever. But the show, of course, she's like, I'm gonna harness and hold back on some of this stuff because I don't want to be judged or I don't want to feel, I think off limits for you to talk about with me.
People would say, in the comments that, she didn't come up to your wedding. She came late to your birthday party.
She didn't come to the wedding in Kenya.
Yeah, in Kenya.
And to be clear, I only had one wedding.
Oh, okay. So you didn't
and that was a wedding in Kenya.
And people would say that, how did you feel that she didn't come? When she was up here, she said the reason she was late for your birthday is that she said it was traffic. She can't shoot in her house. She shot at her mom's house. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just
telling you what she said.
Okay.
All right. She said that she was in traffic. She couldn't shoot at her house, so she had to shoot at her mom's house. It was way across the other side, so it took a little extra time. So how did that make you feel when she missed both of those things as a best friend?
And see, that's the thing. When I speak on it, it's like I'm throwing shade at Portia. But and I should have forgiven her years ago. Okay, yeah, we moved on, but since I'm on this platform now, all of this stuff is coming back up, and I'm not bringing it up.
And that's what happens.
And I gotta talk about it, right? But so it's like I'm not on this Portia tour of just trying to slander Portia and shame her. Like that's not what this is about. But the reality is, yes, she did miss my wedding in Kenya, and yes, it was hurtful. And we talked about it, and we've moved past it, but. Again, that's one of the things that the ladies bring up on the show. Like, oh, it feels like your friendship is lopsided. She didn't come to your wedding. She didn't do this. And I'm constantly having to defend it. And in return, she's listening like, you talking about me to these other girls. I'm like, no, actually, these girls are bringing you up to me, talking about how you're not a good friend. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff happens. It's the real deal. Like, I didn't make this up. I didn't tell her to come late, or she showed up when she showed up. It looked how it looked. I don't have any control of that.
But you also know your friend, right? Like, so you know her. Like, you know.
Right.
You know Portia don't like to be around a lot of people. You know she's a Cancer. She's a homebody. So being that you know her, you don't give her a little bit more grace? Like,
I do.
You know her better than them girls.
I do. And that's what I'm saying. So even when she came late, I was like, it's what it is. It's cool. I've downplayed everything, which is why they think I'm a lapdog. Because they like, why do you keep giving her this grace? You should speak up about it. You should say something about it. And I'm like, it's whatever. But then on the same token, she's a homebody and she's an introvert, but she also shows up for other people's things.
Gotcha.
We're still kicking it with Shamea Morton from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So you started off at... Side note, these are some of my wife's questions because I was like, Shamea's coming.
I told you he'd be with them guys over there keying his ass off. If you like the show, you like the show. Why you gotta be like that?
So my wife asked, this because I said, babe, send me some questions, what you would ask. She was like, so now first you were Portia's second chair, like her, her homie, her cheerleader.
Yeah.
But it says now, you've taken it a different outcome. It says you become a boss and you're standing on your own.
Aww.
What do you say about the change in the public's perception of you? And do you think that they had it all wrong from the beginning of who you are?
Well, thank you, wifey, for calling me a boss. I appreciate that. I think that I've always been me. I just never had the platform to showcase who I am and what I stand for, my friendships, my faith, my family, the fun girl side of me. I just never had that opportunity. So now that I'm here, I'm like, all right, this is what it is. I'm a good friend, I'm a good follower, but I'm also a great leader. And I think that's what makes a good leader, somebody that can follow and sit back and let everybody else shine. I don't mind it. It doesn't take anything away from me for you being the first chair or you being, I'm cool, +1, whatever. I know how I'm living. I know what I'm bringing.
Let me ask you a question. I'm just asking, right? Doesn't it seem a little strange to like now have issues with a friend because y'all on a show?
That y'all knew each other all your life,
because I
right?
would think that y'all could the cameras like, yo, Portia, what's up? Like,
and I've reached out, and you'll see this upcoming episode that.
But that's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have to see that on the episode.
I mean, but even outside, but see, that's the only chance you have to see it because everything else is done in private, and no one believes you when you say, "Oh, we spoke about this in private, and it's fine." Yeah. Then it's like, oh no, you're too scared to confront your friend. But a lot of times I tell people, no, this was not for y'all. This conversation was not for y'all. It was for us. And it's like, but you're on a show. You can't decide what's private and what's not, because again, you wouldn't know like this drama or this tension if it weren't for the show. So, I mean, we talk about things on the show and off the show, and it's like, it's a weird space. I don't want it to be that way. I mean, I posted her daughter, and tried to extend an olive branch and show love, and she's been super distant. And I was very shocked to even get a birthday post. I was like, yes, thank you. Like, wow, I love you. I'm,
Yeah. And you did text her? Like,
yeah, she texted me, happy birthday. And I was like, thank you so much. I was like, this made my day.
You think she's been distant because she doesn't know what could potentially be for TV and what's real anymore between y'all?
Possibly, but I'm like, can we talk about it? Like,
yeah. But y'all know this is all for, like, if producers and things like that and, showrunners see that, they're going to try to make that a bigger moment anyway, but whether it's what y'all want to do or not.
You're
right.
But it's like,
put little bugs in the ears, and
they can only do what you allow. Yeah. Right? And if you my, like, day one, I should be able to be like, Charlamagne, like, yo, this ain't what it is. I love you. We lock like this. No one can say, here's what Drew said, just FYI. And you take it for what it is, not, I don't know, I'm not feel like you creating something. Why would I finally want to create something on a show? Like, I'm the same person that I've been. Yeah. Not trying to be funny, but I spent money to be on the show. That's not where I get my money from.
You say you spent money?
Yeah,
What you
the
mean?
lavish parties and all that stuff, that cost.
Oh, gotcha.
The money that I'm getting on the show is not enough.
Goes back into investing on your personality on the show.
Yeah, way more. By my first birthday party, the first event I had, took that whole check away. So it's not like, I'm not trying to be funny. I enjoy the show and I love it and I appreciate it for the platform that I'm getting to expose things like my music. But at the end of the day, it's not a deal breaker for me. Like, you are. Our friendship is.
Yeah.
The love I have for you is. So at the end of the day, when this is done, and if they say, oh, we don't need you next season, I'm here. We should still be able to move forward with our friendship.
Envy texted me a question to ask you. He said,
That's a lie.
Essence published an article that claimed you nor Portia are in your friendship drama. What are your thoughts on that perspective?
Okay, Essence, thank you. I mean, that's all on your POV. You know, I can't change. And a lot of people in the comments say, you know, oh, Shamea's no victim, Portia's no victim, they're the same, whatever. Well, you know, hey, we're friends. We've been friends for a long time. So, you know, hey, we probably are a lot alike. That's not a bad thing. I think she's a good person.
So this is another question. I ain't like this question, no, but so enlighten us. Enlighten the rest of the world. What is it about these Africans? LOL. You have one, Portia has one. I didn't ask that question.
Okay, but hold on. Let me tell you this. I had my African before it was cool to have an African, all right? This was back in the day. I've been with my African for 11 years.
That sounds crazy.
This is when I got crap for being with an African. This is back in the day when y'all were posting the whole starter kit with the Chanel bag and the ashy feet and that was like the African starter kit. That's the African starter kit. That's what y'all was posting
That's
online.
the meme that was going around.
That was the meme. Thank you. Come on, you know it.
Right.
The meme used to go around, and then I even had people be ugly about it. It was like, you better get them tested. You better make sure you don't have AIDS. You know, it was nasty
Crazy.
work. What? Yeah, this was like
our people. That's what we come
Thank
from.
you. Thank you.
That's crazy.
And it was all the nastiness. And then there was this new wave of get you an African. And it was all glorified. And I'm like, well, hold on. Because when I got with my husband, y'all were being mean about it. I lost friendships over that.
Yeah.
One of my old homegirls actually said, you know, he's got about 5 wives, girl. I'm like, where are these wives? Because we got married in the Catholic Church in Kenya, and they actually have to do a full publication of, like, in the press, in the news, everything. They say, this man, Gerald Maingi Mwangi, will be wedding Shamea Yvonne Morton on this day at this church if anybody objects to it. And we had to get
in tongues just now.
No, that was her husband's
my husband's
name.
Oh, I just heard her say church.
He's so shady. Oh, Charlamagne. No, so we had to do a whole, and then, you know, with the whole scam and stuff, like, when you have to go and get cleared with the embassy to marry. So if he had all these extra wives, I would know about it. They would have come up in his profile. Like, it's the weirdest thing to me. And I was like, I had to stand 10 toes down.
I love my African
Keegan.
brothers and sisters, by the way.
You and me both.
Yeah, 11 years ago, you didn't know Africans were balling. Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You wasn't paying attention.
They were real nasty with it. Like, ugh, yeah, you gonna marry her? Okay, well, girl, be careful, cause and I'm like,
And he's the president of Dominion Energy. What is it?
Yeah.
And
You've been doing your homework.
They build HVAC.
He counts money. That's what he does. He counts money.
No, I like, because you know what I like? I like seeing black people, because they are black. I like seeing black people do things that you don't normally see people doing. And we always scream about going to learn a trade, right? Like, everybody can't be a celebrity. Everybody can't be an athlete to learn a trade. But he actually has a whole HVAC company.
Several. He does mergers, acquisitions. So they build and manufacture HVACs from, you know, government buildings, airports.
Oh,
you know,
filthy,
rich.
So
filthy. Bought a Cullinan for last birthday a couple of years ago.
Last year,
Rolls Royce for you, sir. Rolls Royce for you. Well, let's play your single. So introduce your single, ladies and gentlemen. Introduce the single.
Okay, best friends, y'all got to download Never Had, spelled the Atlanta way, NEVAHAD. It's on all your digital streaming platforms, because you never had a best friend like me. You never had somebody that'll be. No,
it's a crazy. You can't diss capital P now. It's a portion diss.
It's not a portion. Have you heard it? No. You didn't listen to. See, and I tried to make sure I got it LP or like, because I was like, oh, they ain't gonna do me like how Coco. Yep.
I didn't even know you did music, so I'm sorry.
See, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
But this is why this show is so great, because now you know. And I'm here, and I'm about to play it for you.
Well,
and I want you to tell me what you think about it.
If it's a Portia diss record, I will not agree.
It is not a Portia.
Charlamagne?
Is it true that you and Candy Burrs had the same surrogate?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Shadina.
Oh, Shadina. Okay.
Her name is Shadina, and she's amazing. Shout out to Shadina. She breast cancer survivor, all the things, and that's how Shiloh was born early because of her diagnosis. And
wow.
How did you know? I mean, did Candy recommend her? Like,
I met her through Candy. Absolutely. She has a surrogacy agency. It's called Surrogacy Miracles. Her and Dr. Jackie own the agency together. So initially, I went through the agency to try to get a surrogate, and I was like, "Well, you carried Blaze. You did a good job. Why don't you just carry my child?"
Right. Yeah, I'm an idiot, so I never thought about it. But I was like, if you're a surrogate, you've probably done that more than once. I never thought.
Yeah, people do that.
It's a business.
It's a bit. Yeah, exactly. That's how they make their money.
Wow.
I wanted to ask about Kenya, right? Now, is she on pause or is she fired?
I don't really know, but I think that she never returns from that point for the rest of the season. She never returns, so I mean, I don't know if she'll be back next season. I don't even know if I'll be back. I mean, I don't make those kind of decisions. So.
And what was your thoughts on the way how Bravo handled it?
The network knows more than I would. They did their homework, they did their investigation, and they felt like they made the best decision. Of course, that's my boss. I'm gonna support it. Whatever they say is what it is. Again, I don't know.
And what did you think about what she did as far as the leaking and all that?
Oh, it was jaw dropping for sure. To be there, I guess you had to be there to feel the attention. But I was like, you hurt me. I literally was like, Kenya, come on, girl. Like, that's too much. Like, she was like, you don't tell me what's too much. B, and she kind of was like, so after she apologized for that, but I guess every action has a reaction, and she felt like this girl did this, so I'm giving it back to her. I wouldn't have handled it that way, but she did, and you see where we are. So
can I go back to the surrogate thing for a second?
You think about getting one?
No, I just want, because you actually you carried a child and then you had a surrogate. So what's the difference between the experiences?
So I had a great pregnancy with my firstborn. I had a C-section, and it was fine. I'm still actively trying to get pregnant. If I was to get pregnant tomorrow, it'd be amazing. But I also, after that, had an ectopic pregnancy where I lost my left fallopian tube and was bleeding internally. And this was a year and a half ago. And so the journey to grow my family is continuous. But I think what the misconception is, people think, it's the surrogate's DNA in some kind of way. No, the surrogate is like the oven to bake it in. But all the ingredients are mine and my husband's. We create embryos, and that's also a very stressful situation because you are having to do stimulations to get eggs fertilized and then, implantation and all the things. And I've tried. I've done 7 rounds of IVF. I'm going into my 8th now. Yes, all that just to have a baby, and
very expensive,
and draining, emotionally draining, and just high risk because when you're injecting yourself with all these things, it puts you at risk for stroke, heart attack. You can't work out. I'm not blaming my stomach pouch on that. But kind of I am a little bit, but it is very emotionally draining and high risk. Women, we go through so much, just the body, so the surrogate. It's expensive and it's all the things, but we do that because we're love.
And you said you want to grow your family, so would you do surrogate again, or are you thinking about doing surrogate again?
Yes, I actually.
So you're gonna do it
I've
again?
gotten a new surrogate, and I'm just hoping to get her pregnant ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that sounds so crazy.
I want to get her pregnant.
To be honest, I didn't know. I thought she was a real woman. I didn't know she was identifying as something. I'm sorry, but I'm not judging.
You know what they say.
now, also the 2 new castmates. How do you like them? Do you feel like they have long-standing power, or do you think it's one of them that kind of shock jocks and get out of there? What are your thoughts?
You said 2 new castmates.
You got 2 new. Well, but
we got
yourself,
3 new.
Well, besides yourself,
because you got you got Angela, Britt, Edie, Kelly, Farrell.
Okay, 3.
Yeah.
So 3.
But I'm happy that you said 2 because those are the only 2 I really care about, which are Kelly and Angela.
Mm-hmm. And you just don't like the other one.
I don't see it for her.
Why? Why don't you?
She's just not a kind person,
But usually the shows like that type of thing.
That's how girl groups are. You're not gonna get along with everybody, and she's just not my type of girl. She said herself she's not a girl's girl, so we can see it,
right?
For sure.
Do you feel like a lot of times those castmates they try to show things that they're not? Like when I watch the show sometimes and I'm like, dude,
that ain't how you are. Exactly. You putting it on for the cameras, but I think that our viewers and fans can see that. Like when you ain't being real, it'll come out and everything will be revealed, and that's exactly what's happening. You can't keep up with your own stories. Say you lost your insurance, then you didn't lose your insurance license. It's like, girl, come on.
Damn. I ran into Mia Thornton in Atlanta last week, and she's not on Potomac anymore. possibility that she might be a Housewives of Atlanta. So what's your thoughts on that?
I welcome anybody that wants to be here. Like, I don't get to make those decisions. Hell, I just got on the show myself. So if you asking me if I'm gonna get my spot up for me, no, sis. Mm-hmm. But if
I love the little laugh, like, no, I'm not giving my spot. Nah, you can try to take it, but nah, it's not gonna happen.
But yeah, if they find room for her, sure. Hey, girl, come on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you and Portia figure it out.
Me too. Absolutely. Can you make it happen? I mean, you close to Portia. Y'all share the same people.
Yeah, why
don't y'all have a sit down and help us figure it out?
Yeah, I feel like that should be so easy though.
It's not, because you can't. I mean, if you allow other people to just get in your ear about stuff, it's like.
I think it's the show. I mean, I don't know this.
Of course,
I haven't spoken to her about it, but I think it's the show, because it's one thing when your friend is your friend, but now your friend is on the show, so you don't know if your friend is using y'all relationship for a storyline.
I wouldn't need that. I have so much other story. Mm-hmm. So much so to where a lot of my story got cut. Like, I've got so much happening.
Yeah, because they're going to go into salacious stuff. You know they're going to go into juicy
for
stuff.
Sure, for sure.
Get all that positive. Let's talk about you and Portia's beef.
Like, I did a whole, cheer and dance camp with over 200 girls.
Boring.
And exactly.
I'm talking about from their perspective.
Exactly.
From their perspective.
Right, exactly. That's why I never came. That's why you won't see it,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for me, it doesn't do anything for me. That story, that's not the type of story I want. Like, this is my real friend, my real life. Like, and it's a hurtful thing.
Now, when Portia, when y'all went on her birthday trip in Nashville, right? And she said, I should have that man's husband.
What?
What was your thoughts?
I should have that man's husband.
No, that woman's husband. My bad.
Oh my God, Envy. What is this?
It is Atlanta. It is Atlanta. It is Atlanta, though. It is Atlanta.
Wow.
I said,
first of all, Angela is not trans. She is definitely a woman. So Charles married a woman. Let's just be clear about that.
Jesus Christ.
It was funny at the time because we were out there drinking. Were you kicking it with your friend? You're not, like, whatever. They were beefing. So I knew she was being shady when she said it. No, but I don't play about black marriage or marriage, period. I want people to stay together. I don't, I wouldn't play about mine, and I said, of course, on Watch What Happens Live that, hey, if you can take them, you can keep them. But at the end of the day, no, that's not a laughing matter. Like, and I hate that she said it, but me and Angela weren't friends, and her and Angela weren't friends. And she was kikiing with me, her friend.
Right.
And so we laughed. We laughed about a lot of dark stuff that we shouldn't laugh about.
She probably was joking.
We was joking. Portia doesn't want Charles, to be clear. Like, and for those that say, oh, she took somebody, that ain't her thing. Like, I know her, and that ain't her thing. She didn't want Charles. She don't want Charles. She only wants what's for her. And that's just it. That's just that.
Yeah, because that's not fair. That's not fair for beautiful women like Portia to be saying things like that.
Yeah.
Because then when that poor man, succumbs to temptation, whose fault is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. Like, that ain't right.
Shady.
Well, she was joking. I guess
she was joking.
She said she was joking, but in Angela's defense, I get it, girl. I understand why you would be upset, but you shouldn't be upset with me anymore. I apologize for laughing. I apologize for my shade throwing on her outfit and my part in it. All that other stuff, you got to take that up with Portia. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
This show gonna ruin a lot of great relationships.
It has already. This show's been on for years.
I mean,
it has. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Shamea Morton, her single is out right now. Never Had. Download it now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a straight fat.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
So a quick update in the Halle Bailey DDG situation. Yesterday, Halle was granted temporary sole physical and legal custody of her son that she shares with DDG Halo until June 4th, until a court hearing. So on Tuesday, we talked about how she went and told the judge, hey, this is everything that's been happening to me. She got that temporary restraining order. But in addition to that, she did ask for the custody. And she asked that she wants to remain the sole custodian of her child moving forward as well, but a judge is going to decide on that. and according to the legal docs that she filed, she did this and she didn't give any notice to DDG, because y'all remember he was on that stream and he was like confused and people were like, how you don't know this coming? She said she didn't give any notice to him that she was doing any of this because she is alleging that she was in fear that violence would reoccur and that she feared that the other party would take the child out of the area before the order could be granted and served. So that's just an update there.
Can we get the Puff?
Yeah, we are going to get to Puff. Yes, we are here. So yesterday in court, no. Okay. So yesterday in court, Cassie took the stand again. It is the second week of trial, and she finished her the conversation she's having with the prosecutors. These are the people that want Diddy locked up. She talked about a ton of things, but one thing that they did yesterday that I thought they did a good job at is they leaned into why the sex trafficking charges are there. So they through Cassie's testimony, they set up the whole like enterprise that they're claiming he has. So based on her testimony, you have, Diddy here at the top. And these are not things she said verbatim. It took her hours to get through all of this, but this is what you walk away with. You have Diddy at the top of the hem, and then Cassie's like second in control because she's making phone calls, she's booking the escorts. Then you have different employees that come in from time to time. You have a person, they're alleging a woman named KK is involved.
So it's like a crime ring.
Exactly. They're alleging a security guy who's also like a really close friend of Puff's named D-Rock is involved. They throw out some names here. Now, the crime itself, people are confused about, like, they're like, well, how is he sex trafficking? How is that even a thing? But what they're showing us evidence of, text messages and conversations, is Diddy saying, yo, fly these people out. So Cassie went through at least a good, 15 different escorts that she knew, by name, because they had dealt with them so much.
Different cities, different places.
Bro, LA, New York, Miami, and Las Vegas was their main spots, and they was flying these people all to these different places. Like, one guy was based in New York, but he had been to all them places with them.
And that is
allegedly
the definition of sex trafficking, correct?
That's part of it. Yeah, it's part of it. When you fly people across state lines with the intent to do anything immoral, and you're forcing them or coercing them to do it, correct?
The action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or area to another for the purpose of sexual exploitation.
And you don't have to force them. So if they just do it for that, like, you're not forcing them, but if you send them and pay them for that, that is sex trafficking.
That's a part of it.
But
the forcing and the coercing comes into it as well. Coercion comes into it. And now that's what I said. So I said, when it comes to Cassie, the prosecution showed us a bunch of text messages, and she had a lot of conversation about how she was coerced or forced, right?
Gotcha. He's facing charges of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, transportation for purposes of prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy.
So the prostitution and the transportation for prostitution, boom, that's you bringing people across state lines that have sex with them and paying them to do it. On Cassie's side, the coercion and the force, they showed text messages where Puff is texting her and saying things like, threatening to blackmail her with freak off videos. So a lot of people were like, yo, we don't know what they have. They literally showed it yesterday.
Now, you also said, am I right or wrong, that they showed pictures and videos of Cassie beat up and knots on her head?
Not video. They will not show any video in court because they don't. They're afraid that it'll get out. Even the photos they showed, they've showed them, but they only showed them to the jurors and to Cassie to look at. But yes, the couple photos that they did show of her abuse, it was so bad.
You seen them?
Yeah.
You did see him?
Yeah, like we didn't get to see photos of the freak off. They showed actual screenshots from the freak off videos, but we saw some photos of the domestic violence, and it was horrible. Like, she took a selfie and her lip was so swollen. There was another photo of like the gash on her head, a huge gash on her head, and she said that she didn't even go to like a regular doctor. She went to like a plastic surgeon to get stitches because they just was trying to keep it low.
And this wasn't the DV from the video that everybody's seen.
They spent about an hour and a half talking about situations completely nothing to do with that video that everybody saw.
Why didn't they let y'all see pictures of the freak offs?
Because they want to make sure that no media or because there's normal people of the public in court as well too. They don't want nothing to get out because it can be re-traumatizing for the women already because they got to sit up here and talk about it. So they're like,
but they showed y'all pictures of Cassie all lumped up.
Yeah, and the video,
It was
That's
just
crazy.
they argued about it for a day, Jess, and I don't know, they just decided not to do it. They said that they didn't want to re-traumatize the victims that way. But
was Cassie's parents there?
Cassie, I didn't see Cassie's parents, but her brother and her husband were there. And when they started getting into a lot of the things about the sexual acts that she did, he was there, and I was watching him. He was unfazed. There was a couple times where he took a couple glances at Puff, like he's been.
Yeah, could you imagine? You see your sister, or you see if her parents are there, you see your daughter knotted up, like you want that get back.
But I wanted to talk about I forget. I was going somewhere, and then we they brought up Kid Cudi, and they brought up a timeline of like just different guys that Cassie had begun to try and date and get away from Diddy with, and what would happen when she would try to do that. So Cassie alleged that when she started dating Kid Cudi, she kept it really low or whatever. But when Puff found out, he made them all sit down and have a conversation at a dinner table, and and he had threatened to Cassie allegedly that he was going to do something to Kid Cudi when they went out of the country. He was going to blow up his car allegedly, and so when they sit down at dinner, Kid Cudi's like, well, what about my car? And Puff was like, I don't know what car you're talking about. But what I thought was crazy about this timeline was there's always a thing of her being with Puff and then going back to these other men and then going back to Puff. With Kid Cudi, the day she talked about going to go see him one of those days, she had left from a freak off and went to go see him.
Now also,
I'm interested to see what Diddy's defense team is going to come up with, because if you get on that stand, I mean, when Cassie gets on that stand and you try to press Cassie, you can't press her without admitting Diddy did commit crimes. Like, if you're going to say Cassie is G Money, then that means Diddy was Nino Brown. So if you're his defense, you would have to acknowledge that he committed crimes in order to, implicate Cassie. Are they going to try to say, Diddy did all these things, but it was consensual, but she's clearly telling you it was.
I have a question. Does Cassie have immunity? Because can she be charged? Do we know that?
I don't know the answer to that. I can find that out, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. I was sitting there yesterday and I'm like, okay, the prosecution did a good job. I see where their case lies with Puff, but if she wasn't sitting up here testifying, I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have tried to come and get her some way, because she was so involved in everything. And even though she went through a lot, I'm not taking that from her. She talked about having UTIs that even antibacterial medicine couldn't cure anymore because she was having so much sex. There were sores in her mouth.
So why has nobody else been arrested if it's a RICO?
That's what I was saying. I was wondering.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think, in my opinion, and I don't know, but I feel like some of these charges are not going to, they're not going to be as strong once we hear the testimonies. But there's certain things based off of yesterday, and that based off of yesterday, and it's going to change every day.
It's only been day 3?
Yeah, but
8 weeks.
You can walk away. You can walk away with opinions early.
No, we got a long way to go.
You can.
No, we can't.
You can.
You have to hear all the facts.
You don't even have 10% of the evidence yet.
Nah.
I don't.
We have to see.
But you do have to see.
I know we got to go, but it came out about the settlement with the Cassie settlement. And
$20 million.
So
we finally know the number. She received $20 million, and she said that $30 million she asked for, she just randomly came up with that number because she felt like that's what she deserved. And this was after she had sent the book over to Puff's team, and she was told by one of his employees, "Oh, ain't nobody taking it serious."
Now she received the $20 million. I see a lot of people saying if she received the money, then why is she still testifying? And she said that in court yesterday too, right?
She said that she felt guilty. That she felt like that, she had been doing all these things, and she felt guilty. She felt bad. Now she wanted a chance to do something right.
When you heal, your choices stop coming from pain and start coming from clarity. Cassie is making choices with clarity right now.
Yeah.
When she was with Diddy, she was making choices from pain.
Man, pain. She talked about a suicide attempt. I know we got to go. It was so much.
I'm just sorry. She got to, think about it. She got to relive all this again every day, the questions and talking about it. And then today is going to be on the other side. So the defense is going to be going at her.
I bet it's therapeutic for her, though. So when she says things like Diddy,
you think so?
She broke down yesterday, Charlamagne. Broke down bad when she was talking about the suicide attempt.
I bet you releasing all of this is therapeutic for her. I bet you shedding all of this is therapeutic for her.
Wow.
Possibly.
Which is probably why the money ain't enough. No, I need to go get this off me.
Right.
She said she couldn't hold on to some things anymore too. She did say that.
All right. Well, that is the latest.
Happy birthday, Ray Lewis.
Who?
Ray Lewis. You don't know Ray Lewis?
Yes, I couldn't hear you the first time.
Happy birthday, Ray Lewis.
Go to sleep.
It's Ray Lewis' birthday, yo.
Yes, okay, we're aware. You've said that.
Y'all know him, that's the Ravens
player. Yes, we
the
know
former,
who Ray Lewis is.
Donkey of the day is up next, and also Jess Fix My Mess. Get on the phone lines 800-585-1051. If you need Jess to fix your mess, call us up as Breakfast.
You're not judging.
You're checking out the Breakfast Club.
Man, I just wanted to know how you came up with the donkey of the day.
Because you're mean.
I am not. What did I do? I made donkey of the day.
There's a bunch of donkeys out here in the street.
That is why Charlamagne is here.
If we live a life where we bite our tongue based off who we may offend, we never would say anything.
You don't give a damn, don't throw it up. Hey! Give it to him. Give it to him.
On the Breakfast Club.
In the words of Charlamagne the God, he's a donkey. That was
Oh man, Charlamagne, you giving donkey of the day to who now?
Well, Busta Rhymes, donkey of the day for Thursday, May 15th goes to 33-year-old Ashley Pardo from Texas. And she is a prime example of why all your kids' dreams don't need to be supported. Okay, it is perfectly fine to not believe in your kids and not support everything they want to do. Why do we tell ourselves that lie like we have to do that, okay? Some things, our kids want to do can be dangerous. Some things our kids want to do can cause other people pain. Some things our kids want to do, you as a parent could be held liable for. Some things our kids want to do could be downright criminal. And that's when we as parents have to simply say, F your dreams. Okay, I'm not supporting this foolishness. Well, I don't know what type of parenting Ashley was practicing, but if this is an example of what gentle parenting is, then throw it out. It's simply no good. See, Ashley said that she supported her son's violent expressions. What are violent expressions, Uncle Charla? And why would a mother support any of this? Well, for more information, let's go to KSAT News for the report, please.
Tonight, a mother is accused of supporting her son as he allegedly planned a violent attack at an SAISD middle school. Not to be clear, that attack never happened. But now we're going to show you who we're talking about. This right here is 33-year-old Ashley Pardo. She's being charged with aiding in commission of terrorism. Now, records show that she bought ammunition, magazines, and tactical gear for her son, who had expressed a desire to carry out, quote, acts of mass violence at Rhodes Middle School. San Antonio police say that student showed up to the school on Monday wearing a mask and camouflage jacket and also tactical pants, but left shortly after he got there. The student was later found off campus and charged with terrorism. San Antonio ISD says the school added extra security and also swept that campus for potential devices. By the way, this isn't the first time that student had been in trouble with the law and with school. Police say that in the past, law enforcement, school leaders, and Child Protective Services had approached Pardo about her son's behavior.
Every day I understand why Jesus ain't come back. For what? Why? What would be Jesus' reason to come back to this crazy-ass planet? Who ejaculated in this woman? Who shot this woman's club up? Everybody don't need to breed. We have to stop lying to each other, America. Everyone should not have the right to breed or raise a child. All I'm seeing is a generational pattern of foolishness. Ashley clearly needed some help growing up, didn't get it, and now she's raising a young man who clearly has issues, who clearly needs some deep therapy, and he's not getting it because his mom is too busy encouraging his violent expressions. Look, if you want to encourage your child's violent expressions, right? You want to encourage your son's violent expressions, let him go learn how to box, MMA, bare knuckle boxing. Let him go learn judo, karate. There's a bunch of ways this kid can go be violent. Okay? Hell, let him go play football. There's a good chance he might end up being the next Aaron Hernandez, or he might just end up being a great defensive player with a nasty mean streak who loves to hit and get hit because of his violent expressions. Okay, this is why it's perfectly okay to tell your little dumbass kid that they can't be everything they want to be. Okay, you can't be anything you want to be. That language is too broad. Okay, you can do anything you put your mind to, kids. Really? Well, I want to be a mass shooter. Anything but that. She bought her son tactical gear and ammunition in exchange for babysitting his younger siblings. Number one, you trusted him around your other children? Okay. Number two, you should have been spending money on his therapy and then spending money on whatever hand-to-hand combat he gravitated towards. Matter of fact, he was in middle school. Put him in ROTC and tell him, hey, when you're 18, you can enlist in the military. Okay, let him join one of those special forces or mercenary groups. There's a lot of ways he can express himself violently, but I cannot believe that I have to get on this radio and tell people that they shouldn't encourage or motivate their children to be mass shooters. Now Ashley was charged with aiding in the commission of terrorism, and she was taken into custody on Monday, and she earned it. Okay? Stop gentle parenting, all right? Gentle parenting sometimes blurs the line between kindness and permissiveness. And once again, I can't believe I have to tell you this, but you cannot give your kids permission to be mass shooters. Please let Remy Ma give Ashley Pardo the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
What is the world coming to?
What you think, Jess?
Yo, people is crazy.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey.
What you think? What you think?
People look crazy. All right, thank you for that donkey today.
Was that a Jay-Z impersonation?
That was trying to impersonate Jess. That impersonate Jess? I didn't sound like Jess?
No.
Oh.
He did sound like Jay-Z.
All right, well, up next is Jess Fix My Mess.
Is crazy.
What?
That's what it sounded like you said.
No, he did not say nothing about no damn Diddy.
But Jess Fix My Mess is next. 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, call Jess right now.
Drink your water. Drink your devil damn water.
Jess had a great time in Atlanta last night.
You want to be out with the wretched in Atlanta having big fun.
I swear. So
running around
fun.
with Louis V. Okay?
Yeah,
and he the program director at 96.1 The Beat in Atlanta. Boy, you lucky you number one Louis V. If not, I'll be screaming DEI higher. Because look at what you're doing.
At least this is a better school than the school y'all at.
That is not true. Your principal in there drunk and sleep right now.
Yes, it is.
Okay? The principal of 96.1 The Beat is in there drunk and sleep right now.
And on another note, before we go, I just got a picture of you just sleeping with a CD in your hand. Why do you have a CD in your hand?
Yo, this man really got CDs in his car. DJ Louis V, like, he took it back. He got CD-ROMs in his car. I'm like, yo, you don't even have a CD player. Why you got CDs just out here laying around? I don't know what's wrong with him.
Well, why was you hugging it like a teddy bear?
I went to sleep and he put it right there and then took a
you was
picture.
cuddling that CD.
But I don't even know what it is. What is it, y'all? What CD was it? Yeah, some butt naked jams or something. I don't know.
Butt naked jams.
Butt naked jams. That dude sound like a CD from the 90s. Butt naked jams, Volume 1.
Oh my goodness.
Volume 1. Volume 1.
Jess Fix My Mess. Up next is The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Help me. Baby. It's the real deal. Help me. Help me.
Oh my God. I'm all up in your mess. I'ma fix it. Fix it. Fix my mess. Fix it. Fix it. Just gonna fix your mess, cause my advice is real.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got Steve on the line. Steve, what's your question for Jess?
All right, what's going on, Jess? So, look, check this out. So, me and my girl been going out for 4 years. And, you know, I ain't never wanted to do this. So, I had to, like, one night, her phone was open, right? And there was a message from another person. So, I looked on there, and it was talking about I love you and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, bro, who the heck could this be? You know what I'm saying? I had all this trust and stuff towards my girl. So, you know, I would never thought this would ever happen. You know what I'm saying? As far as with her texting, we've been going together for like 4 years. And I confronted her that morning, and she was like, oh, that's just a friend, and we just been friends and all that. You don't have to worry about him. So how you think I should go about that?
Yo.
He done hit now, so I mean, what's the point?
Damn. I mean, yeah.
Hey, why you think he hit? Why you think he hit?
Oh,
Yo, he talking about he love her and all that.
Yeah.
What you mean? She done.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry. She told you ain't got to worry about him because she done hit, and she probably ain't enjoy it sexually.
This is Jess Fix My Mess. Jess, what do you think?
I'm helping Jess because
I think what Charlamagne said was right. For real. Yo, she already.
Why y'all think she hit though? Like, I mean, that could be just a friend.
The guy said like that. The guy said I love you, yo.
Got you.
He might not. He might. Well, yeah, he said I love you. Damn.
And that's
I gotta pack it up and you leave.
And that's what you get for going through her phone. Why would you go through her phone? You know she was cheating on you.
You knew.
You just wanted confirmation.
You're right.
You just wanted confirmation. Your male instinct. See, we always talk about the women instinct. Your male instinct told you that she was cheating on you, and now you got confirmation, but you don't want to leave.
There you go.
And what was she saying? What did she keep saying? Because I'm sure you asked her. What did she keep saying?
That she was just more aggressive. She was just more aggressive with the stuff. It was just like, man, you don't have to worry about this. It's just a friend and all that. I'm like, man, why are you so mad, fool?
Yeah, that's because you blew our cover like you was being nosy.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Okay, sorry.
Now you got
all right, man. Well, y'all have a nice day, man.
All right.
I'm going to get up out of there. I'm going to hit the road, Jack.
Absolutely. You got to. You deserve better, King.
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a nice day.
You're welcome.
Jess Fix My Mess, maybe. 800-585-1051. Jess is here. She's a little intoxicated. A little.
Yo, stop telling everybody business all the time.
They can hear it.
God damn.
They gonna think something else happened.
They don't. No, they not, yo. I know I sound like a stud today. I know.
You sound like a stud any other time. You just
no, I don't.
Yes, you do.
She sound extra study today.
Yes, extra study today.
Yeah, that's all.
Because that's how I sound when I get hoarse, yo.
No, that's how you sound when you leave Magic City after seeing all them women, and you like, damn, yo.
Period. Listen.
Period.
Shout out to Jizza Jai, yo.
Hey, who do we have on the line? Andre?
Yeah, what's going on, Izzy?
What's your question for Jess, bro?
What's up?
Man, what am I supposed to do about my baby mother? She keeps talking about wanting to have another baby. We already got 2 of them, and I tried to ignore it at first, but it seems like it's getting worse and worse. She keeps bringing it up. She done told my mother, I'm like, man, I don't know how to talk to her because she's real passionate about it.
You just gotta talk to her. You just gotta tell her, like, babe, I don't think why don't you want any more kids right now? I can't afford them. It's just too much.
No, I'm in a good space. We got a 10 and a 5-year-old. I got a good career. You know, the money I make right now driving trucks, I got enough so we can pay the bills and still have fun with all of us.
Yeah,
I feel like we don't take away from that. We got a good little balance right now. And I ain't trying to have no newborn in the house right now.
Damn. Yeah, well, you gotta tell her just like that. And then you should.
She crazy. She crazy for real.
Well, you gotta look. This is what you gotta do. Just pull out every time. Pull out every time.
All right,
no matter what.
Pull out. That's all you got. Andre, good luck, man. Just have a conversation with her. Tell her you don't want any more kids, and tell her the reason why.
Thank you, man. We love the breakfast club, man.
Love you too, yo.
By the way, it's really that simple. Like, you know, we act like it don't take two to have a baby. Just tell her, like, I really don't want to have another kid right now.
Right.
That's all. Yeah, I like the balance that we got right now. And if she don't care, just pull out.
You stupid. Matt, what's up, Matt?
Good morning, DJ, Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne.
What's up,
Peace, Matt?
What's your question for Jess?
So my question comes from Mother's Day. Every year I struggle to please both my mom and my wife, and we kind of argued about who should be celebrated the most, like who should get the best gift. I made a mistake one year getting kind of similar gifts. My wife was mad, and I agree with her. You know, your wife is your wife, and she should be celebrated first. But when I got to asking different people, I'm hearing mixed results. Like from the older generation is saying, no, she's your mother. She gave birth to you. She should be celebrated. So my question to Jess is, what's the correct answer? And I know Jess is from Baltimore, and she's around my age, so I'm guessing she's going to say the wife for sure. But it was just interesting how other people were saying, nah, your mother gave birth to you. Your wife is mother kids, so your mom gave birth to you.
So wait, you said they're asking you who do you give a gift to?
Well, they both get gifts, but who should be celebrated more?
Who should be
Your actual
celebrated
mother?
more than your wife or your mother on
Mother's
Mother's
Day. Yeah.
Why is that even a question?
Well, because the mistake I made was giving my mom a gift that was the same as my wife. That was the mistake I made. But then the question was like, well, she's my actual mother. Should I even be celebrating my wife as much as my mother?
No, I don't. Listen, that don't make sense. It don't make sense. That's two different. They're two different
types of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mother and your wife shouldn't be competing over Mother's Day. You should show them the same amount of love.
Yeah, the whole that shouldn't even be an argument. You know, you love your wife, you celebrate her on Mother's Day, and you love your mother. That's a different type of love. That's who birthed you, you know, and your wife is who you're committed to. That's your partner, like, in life. So both of them deserve to be celebrated on Mother's Day. It's not about who's celebrating more. That shouldn't even be an argument.
Well, I guess the right question is, how do you find that balance? It's one day you got mom, wife, grandma. How do y'all do it to please everybody?
I don't celebrate none of them then.
Nah, you know that's not gonna rock. You know that's not gonna rock.
I think you should celebrate both of them. I took my mother and my wife to a play. Like, you celebrate both of them. You have dinner and have your wife and your mother there. Like, unless they're beefing with each other, unless they don't like each other, you should celebrate both of them.
That makes sense.
I don't know why this is complicated for you.
Yeah, it
like,
don't make sense.
The floral company delivers flowers to all the different addresses. Okay, if everybody get along, you can take everybody to dinner. Like, I don't see what the problem is.
And
like,
don't feel guilty. You keep talking about, you said that you did something for your mother. You made the mistake of doing something for your mother. I really couldn't hear you, but it's never a mistake. You know, it's fine. You did something for both of them. It's not an issue.
Yeah, I have one more quick question about this girl. Like, how do you get girls to listen when you ask them for quick favors? Like, she keeps telling me she's going to do it, and she ain't do it.
Women don't listen, bro. Like, they just don't listen. Yeah. It's okay. They accept that.
Yeah.
We know
I
this.
actually just do the Baltimore two-step about 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
and
my
God. I don't understand. Does she don't want to do it, or she don't like me, or she just don't want to tell me no on the call?
Women don't listen.
But this girl is not going to do it, and she promised me.
You know what's so funny? Whenever women do things for us, we think it's because we asked them to. Like, whenever women do something that we've been talking about, they think it's because they was actually listening to us. No, they did it because they finally felt like doing it in that moment.
Crazy.
That's all.
So, just can you prove them wrong that you are going to do it, or are you just going to do what Thomas says? The girls just don't listen.
Yo, I'm going to do it. I got you. I promise. I'm going to do it, yo.
It's the 5th time, donkey today. Ain't none of y'all back me up. Only DJ Envy said you ain't do it.
I'm going to do it.
She ain't going to do it today because she intoxicated today. But thank you, Jess, for Jess fixing my mess. Kind of, shorter. Almost.
Thank you. Yo, welcome.
Up next, we got the latest with Loren. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a straight fat.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
So this news is breaking right now. Chris Brown was just arrested at his hotel in Manchester over in London over a bottle attack in a nightclub. So the reports via The Sun and Daily Mail are that the Met Police arrested Chris Brown at 2 a.m. at the Lowry Hotel in Manchester. Now, they say that this arrest comes because of an incident that happened back in February of 2023 where he allegedly got into it with a music producer, and the music producer alleged that he was hit with a bottle and there was like a whole fight. So what they're reporting is that Chris Brown flew into Manchester Airport on a private jet yesterday afternoon, and then they became aware of his presence in the UK. So The Sun reached out to police there and they asked, was Chris Brown under arrest? And the Mack detectives then say that they traveled to Manchester where they arrested Chris Brown at the hotel. They say that he was taken into custody and is thought to have been taken to a police station for questioning. The Met Police released this. A 36-year-old man was arrested at a hotel in Manchester shortly after 200 hours on Thursday, the 15th of May, on suspicion of grievous bodily harm. He has been taken into custody where he remains. The arrest relates to an incident at a venue in Hanover Square on the 19th of February 2023. And again, that incident that they're talking about is when the music producer said that it was an unprovoked attack that happened on him allegedly around 3 a.m. when Chris Brown and his entourage were at a club called Dirty Martini, and they got into it. So that is breaking right now. So there will be some updates there.
That's crazy. Free him right now, y'all.
Go ahead, Jess.
She's about to fly out there and bail him out
Period.
herself.
Yeah, she was like, what happened? Like, you would have thought that this was her real man when I said it in the room. Like, what happened?
Free him right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because this happened so long ago.
It did. I don't know if maybe they were just waiting for him to get closer to bring him in for the question, or how that works. Because why can't you arrange something like that would have been my question. But
you don't live in that country.
Yeah, but you still know he's Chris Brown. You can know how to get to him to say, hey, we need you to turn yourself in for the question.
Yeah,
you
can't.
If I got a warrant,
they don't reach out.
That's crazy.
He should have known when he went back to the country that they had a warrant for him.
Yeah, because it had to be leading up, because this guy, he was alleging Chris Brown hit him over the head with a bottle, and at the entourage like got to kicking him on the floor, and then he had to go to the hospital, needed crutches. It was like a whole thing. But yes,
no, he didn't.
That's
he kicked him while they was on the floor.
Allegedly.
That's what the man is alleging. He's alleging that Chris Brown and his entourage smashed him over the head with a bottle and then punched him and kicked him as he laid on the floor.
That's crazy.
2 or 3 times, yes. And Chris Brown was there because he has 10 dates coming up in the area. So
yes,
yeah, he was flying in to get ready for that. And
all sold out.
Okay, I know that's right. Yeah, so there'll be some updates there. Now, switching gears to some other beefs. Tamar Braxton and Loni Love. The drama continues. The saga continues. Tamar Braxton was on the Nene Leakes show, and she was talking about where she's at right now with Loni Love and the whole real situation. Mm-hmm. And she had this to say about Loni Love. Let's take a listen to Tamar on Loni Love.
I was asked to be on The Real, and this was in the beginning of the process of them casting. I'm sure it was Tamar and the other girls, but I was asked to be one of the first girls when the show first originally started. I had the contract, and I ended up not doing The Real, and they ended up casting Loni Love. I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I just did not do The Real. But Tamar ultimately did The Real.
I wish they would have told me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
and in creating the show. That's why I'm saying I wish they would have told me that, because I wouldn't have cast Big Bad Cadillac.
I'm finna get ready to leave.
We probably would be in our 10th season by now. Thanks. Ain't that dumb?
I can't believe they're still talking about The Real, but I get it because it's Nene's story, and Nene would have been damn good.
I said that. I'm like, yo, she'd have been so fire on The Real.
Yeah.
What did she call her?
Big Bad Cadillac.
Hey, can I hear it again? I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
I heard it, but it was so fast.
I wouldn't have cast Big Bad Cadillac.
I'm finna get ready.
Oh, she said Big Back Cadillac.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought she said Big Black Cadillac. I was confused.
Either way, it's horrible.
Damn, Tamar, you think... Listen,
no, she said it a couple times, too.
Tamar, you think Lonnie's a whole Escalade? Like, God damn. A 7-seater? Lonnie not that big, though. That's wrong.
Nah.
You can't call somebody a whole ESV with maximum cargo capacity. That's just...
Charlamagne!
If they that big.
No, but Lonnie ain't that big.
But the car description and the amount of seats in the rows, the 3 doors.
I used to have a 2002 Cadillac, and it had 300,000 miles on it. So I like Cadillac trucks. So the truck that's big is the ESV. That's the biggest one they got. That's right. So when you talk about the cargo capacity that it got in the back that would look wide like a big back, it would be that. But Lonnie ain't no big back Cadillac now.
What is she like?
Huh? You heard her. If you can, you can.
What's she like?
Lonnie is a great person, you know, and she's also a comedian. So Lonnie, don't get offended. You got to return fire.
Not.
Yeah, return fire. Where the jokes at?
She not.
You know, because Big Back Cadillac is hilarious.
Oh, my goodness.
Wrong, but hilarious.
And the way Tamar said it, you heard how they got quiet. She brought it back in again. She said it again after they got quiet. She brought it back in. She said, yeah, because she just was casual.
She had that one waiting in the cut.
Casually Big Back Cadillacing. Like, she just kept bringing it back in.
But y'all remember that one moment where Tamar was saying somebody said she looked like a Muppet, and Lonnie Love looked like she wanted to bust out laughing. And Tamar probably never forgot that.
Yeah, Lonnie just got to return fire. That's all. You can't. Don't let nobody call you a big back Cadillac.
And
if you are, then you like an XT5 or XT6. You ain't the goddamn big
Escalade.
Yeah, you ain't the big joint. You know what I mean?
You're gonna have us Googling all the
big
different
back Cadillac.
The Escalade is the big.
I would say like
the other ones are the smaller versions. Those are like the hybrid,
like a Forerunner.
Like a Forerunner.
Jesus Christ.
Big back Cadillac.
All right.
Jess, did you just say Pathfinder?
Big back Cadillac.
Forerunner is, oh my God.
Just where the jokes, Lonnie. I don't like when comedians get offended. I want comedians to come with the jokes.
She not
Tamar
offended.
not even. Oh, she not offended?
No.
Oh, okay, because Tamar not a comedian. She just funny. So if you gonna be funny, I'm gonna be funny too. That's all.
Well, Lonnie gonna say something.
Loren, ain't you going back to the courthouse today?
Yes, Lord.
For the Diddy case?
Yes. Long days. I'm going back today, and the prosecution is going to, the defense is going to get their chance, Diddy's attorney, to come and have a conversation with Cassie. And after the claim she made yesterday, baby, I am like clenching my pearls for her.
I seen something else that was trending yesterday that they said that she explained the time where they said that they were cordial and Diddy allegedly raped her.
Yes.
What happened there?
So she said that after she had kind of but after she had finally stopped dealing with him, they were in a good space. They used to check in on each other. One day they decided to go to dinner. She said for her, the dinner was closure. They went out. It was fun. They had a good time. He went back to her place, and during the time that he was at her place, she says that he raped her on the floor in her apartment. That's what she alleges, right? Mm-hmm. So then after that, she saw him again. Like, in a matter of weeks, she saw him again after that. She hung out with him, agreed to voluntarily... She was
still with Alex Fine during this time, allegedly, right?
She wasn't with him exclusively from the way she made it seem. They were dating, though. Okay. Her getting with him exclusively didn't happen until after that. But I believe that they're definitely going to bring that up. Because even after this whole, what she alleges with the rape, after that, once she now gets with Alex Fine, there's conversations between her and Puff where Puff is like, yo, you owe me some money. We've seen those text messages. They came out with, after her lawsuit was filed. He wanted money back because he was paying Alex Fine at one point to be her fitness trainer, and he's like, run me my money for what I paid him since that's your man, and stop playing with me because there's skeletons in your closet. You know you got a lot of work on these tablets and these laptops. So again, that's him threatening her with those videos. Mm-hmm. And the prosecution said, well, what do you think he meant by that? And she said, the videos are the freak off. Like, that was always the thing that they went back to.
I seen people saying that in the comments that, how could she be raped one day and then a week later have consensual sex with him? And she explained that too, right?
She said that if you love somebody for over 10 plus years, you can't just let that go. Who are we to, I was gonna say, who are we to judge? It needs to be a jury, but it literally is a jury that is judging that. But it was crazy hearing it though. Like 10, 11 years for me personally, I couldn't go back to somebody that allegedly raped me. I don't care how many years we spent together. I couldn't do that. But again, it's not for me to judge. I'm just an ear in the court.
There is no way Diddy's defense team will come off not looking like monsters.
Yo.
There is no way Diddy's defense team will come off not looking like monsters when they go back at Cassie. There's no way Diddy's defense team can press Cassie without admitting Diddy did commit crimes. And Cassie already said a lot of these things, she did want to do until she didn't.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't mean that they weren't committing crimes. So I don't know what Diddy's defense team can do in this situation.
I wrote a list yesterday of everything I think they're gonna lean into. I think they're gonna lean into her because the way she set up how she asked for or why she asked for the money. I think they're gonna try and make it seem more like a shakedown and vengeful. I think they're gonna bring up the timeline of the men she was dealing with, because even with Kid Cudi, she says I was at a freak off and then I went to Kid Cudi. So they're going to try and bring in like the timeline of men she was dealing with to show like, okay, you were lying to him too and causing him to be this upset.
I get what you're saying, but that don't justify anything he did.
At all, it doesn't. But I think that's where they're going to go. I think they definitely going to lean into the fact that she's admitted that she's placed calls to escorts, that they have her on text asking to do free calls.
So she was part of this criminal enterprise. But if you're trying to prove that he wasn't running a criminal enterprise, you jamming yourself up with that.
That's why I said yesterday.
Diddy's defense.
I mean, and I get what y'all saying that it's too early to make an indefinite decision.
Yeah,
but I always make sure I say before I say how I felt at the end of the day.
I gave
up. I backed away.
Just tapped out.
I backed the hell away. I gave up like Jess right now on this show.
It's okay.
She just
abort mission. It's cool.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, when you leave, you do have a feeling of like, oh shoot, this is how I feel today. Yesterday when I left, I felt like, yo.
Yeah, your feeling's gonna change as you hear more.
Yeah, like I don't think that everything that they trying to throw at him is gonna stick, but I definitely think that even through her testimony and through them doing their cross, they're gonna have to admit to something.
Well, here's the thing, Loren. And by the way, I'm just being objective here.
Go ahead.
You said that everything that they throw at him is not gonna stick. It's only day 3.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know what they throwing at him.
And day 4, day 5, day 6, my opinion is going to change, and I'll be right here talking about it.
But you got 8 weeks is what I'm saying.
Well, she got to get to court now.
Yeah, I got to get to court now. Yeah. But I think that people need to be real about having a feeling once you hear and you see all this stuff, and it's okay.
And what about this last question? What about the enablers? Because, I mean, I'm hearing that there were a lot of people there that actually seen him allegedly beat her and kick her and stomp her out.
Let me tell y'all one story.
What about those people?
Real quick. There, D-Rock, who they keep bringing up in court, who is the head of Puff Security, and he's a really good friend of Diddy's. She talked about one time where she was beat so bad they couldn't even check her into a hotel because they didn't want her to walk into a hotel, so she had to hide out at Diddy's house. And she would come downstairs in Diddy's house alone, and like one time he said to her, "My sons are here. I don't want you to see them. I don't want them to see you like this. Go put on more makeup," right? And she said that time when D-Rock and them saw her after that incident, D-Rock and Jay Cruz, with another person working for Diddy, they literally were in tears when they saw her. And she went to D-Rock in his wife's home because they would kind of, just help her out a bit. But she still went back that next day. Like after she left D-Rock and his wife's house, she went to Puff's house, and she was, and even after the Kid Cudi stuff, she went to Puff's house and she's getting ready for these events, and we're seeing her on carpets and stuff. But yeah, there were a ton of people that they were bringing in. And I don't know. I mean, I guess that is you're complicit in watching it happen. But yeah, but I mean, it was sad.
I was ready to say, why they ain't say nothing?
It's a lot of people, I'm sure, that didn't say things.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Well, thank you. Well, you're headed back to court now, and then we'll see you tomorrow as you give us some more updates. Appreciate you. All right, that's the latest with Loren. Now let's get to the mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. I got to remind you guys again, the 757 will see you July 19th for my car show. Family Fun Day. Kids 5 and under are free. The Drive Your Dreams car show with the BBS boys. We're doing old school, new school. It's going to be an amazing event. If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. And if you want to put your car in the show, your bike, your truck, or be a vendor, you can email us at djnvcarshow@gmail.com. Again, that's djnvcarshow@gmail.com. Now, salute to my sister Jess, who's in Atlanta right now, who
absolutely
had a night. She had a time last night.
I had a time, yo. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta. Shout out to Magic City. Jizza Ja, I love you. That this is a stripper.
Jizza Ja's a stripper.
Yeah, she's a stripper.
I was very sad. And that's her Instagram name, y'all. So shout out to Jizza Ja.
Yo, Jizza Ja got you open. Jizza Ja made you want to pull that scrap out, huh?
Straight up. I don't need the strap, shorty. So
what are you gonna use?
I ain't one of them. I ain't never need no strap ever.
Okay.
But this weekend, Atlantic City, I will be at Harris Casino. Get your tickets at JessHilariousOfficial.com, y'all. That's all I got.
And I want to salute everybody I saw last night. I went to go see Wicked on Broadway last night.
How'd you like it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in and out of sleep. Because we be up early in the morning, but what I saw, I enjoyed. My kids loved it though.
Yeah,
like my 9-year-old and 6-year-old really, really enjoyed it. But I mean, from what I saw, it was a very good play. I saw a lot of it. I don't want to act like I was just, and it wasn't boring. I just was tired as a mother effer.
That was a good show.
But it was really good. So salute to everybody who performs in Wicked on Broadway, man.
Salute to Shamea Morton for joining us. You know her from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you haven't seen that full interview, definitely check it out on YouTube. She breaks down a lot of stuff that she's been going through on the show. So if you watch the show and you're a fan of the show, you'll get a lot of the information that you need by watching that interview. So salute to Shamea.
Absolutely.
Now you got a positive note?
I do, man. I just want to tell everybody that we are our choices. It's really just that simple. We are our choices, man. And, I really want to talk to the brothers right now. I just want the brothers to know that when you heal, your choices stop coming from pain and start coming from clarity. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?